Look, I need to ask the uncomfortable question. When we finally get Horizon 3, is Sony going to give Aloy the ending she deserves, or are they going to drag her entire story through a live service grinder because engagement looks good on spreadsheets? Because if you look at what Sony's been doing lately, with this big push into multiplayer and live service projects, it's kinda hard not to be a little scared for this series. G'day everyone, it's Stratix, and today I want to talk about Horizon 3. Not just what cool robots we might fight, but something way more important. Is Sony going to let Guerrilla make a proper, emotional ending for Aloy, or is Horizon about to become just another platform, another ecosystem, another excuse for endless content drops? We do know Horizon is a long-term franchise. They've said it themselves, and we're getting spin-offs, VR, a Netflix show, and there's a separate multiplayer project cooking in the background. That's all cool as long as the main trilogy doesn't turn into a glorified Battle Pass advertisement. Let's talk about what could actually go right, what could go very wrong, and what Horizon 3 needs to be if this is truly Aloy's final chapter. First, let's be real. Sony is absolutely obsessed with live service right now. They've invested in multiple live service and multiplayer titles, bought studios specifically for this, and even delayed or reevaluated some because they weren't confident they'd hit their engagement goals. At the exact same time, they're also telling us, don't worry, we still believe in big single-player story games. Cool, awesome. I want to believe that, but when you look at Horizon, it's such an easy target for the suits, right? Huge world, tons of lore, crafting, loot, skill trees, robot dinosaurs that basically scream, raid boss. You just know there are people in a boardroom somewhere going, hey, what if we just, I don't know, made this a live service thing and sold armor sets and hunt passes forever? And the scary part is, some of that could actually be fun. But if they start designing Horizon 3's main story around keeping you playing instead of giving Aloy a clean, powerful ending, that's where it all falls apart. By the way, before we go deeper into this, I'm genuinely curious where you sit on this. Would you actually play a Horizon live service co-op game, or do you just want a tight, emotional single-player final and then they can do whatever spin-offs after? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to see if I'm the only one paranoid about this, and if you're into these kind of honest, slightly stressed gamer rants, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. It really helps me out more than you'd think. Alright, let's get back into Aloy's possible live service funeral. For me, Horizon 3 should be one thing above everything else, a proper final. We followed Aloy from being literally nobody, to chosen savior, to please fix the entire planet. Again, we've dealt with Far Zenith, rogue AIs, global extinction, and now we've got Nemesis coming. This rage-filled nightmare of humanity's mistakes headed straight for Earth. Horizon 3 should feel like the moment everything comes crashing together. The old world sins, the AI gods, Aloy's identity, her relationships, all the people she's helped and failed along the way. That kind of story doesn't need a battle pass. It doesn't need a Season 1 Nemesis invasion, followed by Season 2 Frozen Wasteland Biome with a $20 skin pack. It needs a beginning, middle, and an end that feels earned. So if Sony's smart, they'll treat Horizon 3 like their Lord of the Rings Return of the King moment, massive, emotional final, not Phase 1 of the Horizon cinematic universe. Now to be fair, multiplayer Horizon could be amazing, as long as it stays in its own lane. The danger comes when that live service thinking leaks into the main campaign. Story chopped up to keep you coming back next season. FOMO events giving lore and gear that disappears afterwards, endings that don't really end, just tease more content. Imagine finishing Horizon 3 and instead of a real epilogue, you get, stay tuned for the Nemesis season roadmap. No, please no. You shouldn't need to log in every week for 3 months just to feel like you actually got the ending to a trilogy you've been playing for a decade. And on top of that, live service systems always bring grind, daily contracts, reputation tracks, seasonal challenges. That works in a side game, maybe. But in the final of Aloy's story, it would completely wreck the pacing and emotional weight. Here's the thing though, Sony can have it both ways if they don't get greedy. Best case scenario, Horizon 3 stays laser focused on story. Big open world? Sure. Optional side content? Cool. But no forced seasonal garbage in the core narrative. Separate multiplayer co-op Horizon project gets to be the sandbox. Hunt legendary machines with mates. Try different builds. Go wild with cosmetics, raids, limited time events, the whole thing. If they want a live service platform, that's where it belongs. Let Guerrilla close Aloy's arc properly, and then let the live service people cook in a different kitchen. Because if Horizon 3 hits hard, if it lands that emotional ending, guess what? It actually helps the multiplayer game. People will be more attached to the world, more willing to stick around, more likely to spend. Respect the story, and the money will follow anyway. So yeah, I'm hyped for Horizon 3, but I'm also low-key terrified. Aloy's story deserves more than being chopped into content drops. She's carried an entire franchise on her back, survived 2 apocalypses, and dragged our dumb rebooted species this far. The least Sony can do is let her finish strong without shoving a battle pass in her face. But that's just my take. Let me know down below. Do you trust Sony to let Horizon 3 be a pure single player final? Or do you think the live service monster is already too deep in their plans? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and maybe share this with a friend who's also nervously excited for Horizon 3. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.